Hi, welcome to the Joy of Color Grading. I'm your host, Greg Enright, and today we're going to be working on some images from a commercial I graded a year or two back. If you have a chance, you can download the two clips that we'll be working on today at the link in the description. But yeah, today we're just going to be enjoying the art of color grading. I'm your host. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So we're currently working on what So I'm currently working on these two clips. I am a colorist, and we're going to be looking at these two clips here. Now I just want to dumb this down and make it a little bit simpler for me. We're just going to go look at these two clips. So yeah, we're looking at a girl. She is sitting on a pier, writing in her journal with her favorite trusty backpack. You can tell it's her trusty backpack and that it was for a commercial because we clearly got the logo put in. But it is a very simple shot. And I mean, yes, it's for a commercial, but we could easily make it be about anything. This girl could have just had her heart broken and she could be the next Taylor Swift writing lyrics about how she's been ruined by her boyfriend. She could also just be a person who likes to journal. There is so many different ways we could approach this. But I think what I want to think about as I work on this one is that she's just a girl, a young girl, sitting at a pier in Oceanside, enjoying the day, and perhaps she's drawing. Let's change the setting here, and we'll move right on over, because I want to be able to zoom in a little bit on her. On video online, window on, video up on, gang video zoomer. There we go. So yeah, we can just zoom in here. Oh. So yeah, I'm recording the screen with the scopes via Omniscope. Still trying to figure out the best way to record some of the extra things that you can see. But for right now, this is going to have to do. This is, as we get better, I'm sure I'll invest in another camera, maybe. And we can think about different ways to edit this. But for right now, I have 5 subscribers, and I'd like more. So always remember to do those YouTube things and like and subscribe. But yes, if I didn't say so already, go to the link in the description. You can download the footage. It's a project file for DaVinci Resolve. It's really easy to import that into your thing, and you can follow along with me as we color grade these two images of this lovely girl who is sitting on a pier, journaling her thoughts of the day, thinking of the future and the brightness that is to come. I don't know. What do you think when you look at this image? Do you think of a girl that's heartbroken, or do you think of a girl that has her entire future ahead of her? As a note, if you download the footage, I've already encoded it all into DaVinci Wide Gamut, so you don't have to worry about the input color space. But I will say, try to grade this in just set up the project as it is. That all the settings are the same as that I have, and we're going to grade it in nodes. And if you don't know that, check out some awesome videos by Colin Kelly or Darren Moston, what it means to color grade in nodes and not doing resolve color management. But I'm just here to walk with you through my thought process as we bring out of this image. I haven't decided. Is she heartbroken, or is she looking forward to a bright future? I guess time will tell as we work on this image and kind of see how it fits with our thoughts. But for right now, let's just, yeah, that's nice. Scrub through there. But like I said, it's already in DaVinci Wide Gamut, DaVinci Intermediate. You can just plug and play the project file, and what you'll be able to do is follow along with me. I believe the node trees have been cleared out, mostly because it'd be hard to give you my node trees. I'm going to be using my DCTLs. Some of them you can get online through GitHub, and some of them you can get other places. But for right now, we're just going to be working this the same way I would normally work it. As you can see down at the bottom, as you can see, we have our node tree, my node tree set up. Your node tree is probably going to look different than mine, but we can walk through this together. And so we have these two images. They have to work together in concert. I mean, they're filmed at the same time in the same location, so there's a lot of things. But right now, it's a slightly grayed out image, mostly because it is in DaVinci Wide Gamut. And so we do have that look of being a little bit compressed, and so we need to kind of address that. So the first thing is our color space that we're going into. This is going to get mastered into Rec 709 and Gamma 2.4. But there's different ways you can do that. You can do it with the Resolve Color Management, just using a CST and letting them do everything else. I'm going to play around with one that is called JP2499. I think, if I remember, I'll put a link in the description for this output transform. It operates like a DCTL, and we're just going to turn that on. And instantly, our image is looking a whole lot better. It's bright, it's vibrant, it's got a lot of color. We can talk about, like, there's other open source DRTs, display transforms. Like OpenDRT is an interesting choice. You can see that it's a little bit different, but I've been liking JP2499, and yeah, it's not. There we go. So yeah, fascinating thing about this DRT, it was the short film, the best short film at Cannes this year. Was made using this DRT. And so there's a lot of settings we could play around with, but I'm just going to leave it as stock. Well, I don't know. Now we got, some nice colors going, and so we're going to work at the top end level. You can see we got this here. We're going to just do the same thing, switch that over to JP, turn that one on, and yeah, it's nice, rich, it's a little bit robust. And we're just sitting here. The camera's a little shaky, but that's okay. We're just looking to see how can we make this look beautiful. Let's let it get a good angle on her. So we're going to start with some contrast. Let's go back here. This is our wide shot, so we'll take what we do on the wide shot and we'll bring that back around to the close-up shot in a second. But we're working at the top end level. This is kind of where I start. It's a little bit of the look dev aspect of things, of kind of just setting, here's our image, here's our pipeline, here's some corrections that we want to make that are going to be globally applied to an entire project. And so we're just going to turn on Contour right here. So this is a fun little plugin that I've been playing around with. There's going to be a free version, I believe, available, but if I recall, I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, let's just play around with the contrast a little. Let's go over here, and so we're going to just wiggle the contrast. And, kind of puts a little sharpness on those highlights. Not liking that, but what we can do is bring up our black point a little bit and just kind of shape it. Let's see what that curve, enable curve, show contrast. Are you guys seeing this? Let me just double check. Yep, you can see the contrast curve there on the screen. It's quite nice. And so now we're just going to work that curve a little bit. This is just setting some basic contrast that we can apply across the board and have all of our images look similar. So let's just zoom that back out so I can see it, zoom to fit. We're just going to work. We're going to bring up that black point a little bit. I'm just looking at my scopes here. Yeah, just going to bring that black point up a little bit. It's a little dark. We want some color in it. And the highlights are a little sharp. But we're going to kind of, one of the things you can always do is push a little far and just bring it back. Because the thing is, once you go too far, it's not right. And on the path and the journey to get where you're going, it's kind of like one of those things where when you are following the GPS directions, it's like turn left here now. and you just keep going. Well, the same thing here. You can make it as ugly as you want and jankify it as much as possible. And, whoa, that doesn't look good. So let's just turn around and come back the way we came. And so we're just going to bring that black point up a little bit. Did I tweak the wrong thing? Nope, that's fine. So we're just going to bring that contrast. We're going to soften that. So we kind of put a cap on how bright our image is going to be here. And we're just going to adjust how that curve is shaped. We want a nice smooth toe. We want it to be, yeah, let's just bring that in there. We're going to adjust the shoulder strength there. Yeah, just kind of come into that capped off version of highlights just very slowly. Oh, that is so much nicer. So we're getting around the same level of contrast. We actually cranked the contrast quite a bit. Let's check on preserving the color. So if we just go this way, it keeps those highlights in. Yeah. She's a little sharp. Let's just bring it back. Let's decentrate. How's that looking? All right. So that is that. Let's turn off that curve. Oop, that's before. Let's see. Okay. So kind of brought it up a little bit. Let's dial back that contrast just a notch. How about that? I'm not sure I'm liking it. A little bit less. A little less aggressive. Push those highlights as much away from the blacks. All right, then we're just going to do, let's do the next thing. We're going to talk about working on our density. I am using, we're going to just double check her skin here. Let's see, her skin's looking all right. Close. We haven't pushed it too far. We can see how our contrast changed. So it actually brought her back closer to the skin tone line. Now this is a DCTL that is really great. It saves so much time. If you set up, you can do various ways of setting up a way of doing a skin check where you kind of window off and have a node that's just highlighting, and you can check, is this falling on that? But there's a really great utility pack. It's not that expensive for the amount of time it will save of just being able to click it on, click it off, and see if your skin tone is close to where it needs to be. So yeah, we're kind of right there. We're going to just adjust the density a little bit. Let's just bring up the blacks. We just want to bring it, make it a little, like, rich it a little bit. Yeah, those reds in the wood, yeah, we're going to be playing around with that a little bit. That's for sure. But we are affecting, you can see in our hand when we do that. So we want to be gentle on the skin. That is for sure. We can roll this off a little bit so it's not affecting the highlights too much. Yeah, those blues, let's see. There's blues in the backpack, cyan in the water. And just gonna tweak those a little bit. And from there, we're gonna just move on to, we're gonna do saturation. Oops, did I get an email? Yes, I did. eBay would like money from me. So we're just going to work on some saturation now. Let's see. This is just broad line saturation, so we're kind of being gentle with it. Being a little gentle. Oh yeah, bring back the watercolor. The water was a little washed out once we pushed that contrast quite a bit. Yeah, I'm going to bring out the blues. Blues kind of give us, fill in the blacks on that backpack and give us a little more contrast. Do we like it? Do I like the change that we're making there? Nice easy strokes. Remember, this is we're being gentle here. We're being gentle because this is our global corrections. We got to see how this works when we apply it to the active layer. So we can see before and after. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's see what it looks like here. It's just kind of giving some more contrast. It's kind of pushing out. Yeah, it's not too shabby. We can see how we affected our density. kind of deepened up some colors. Not much, just a little bit. Sharpened up how the osprey looks in the bag there. You ever think about how an osprey flies? They're big birds. Wings are weird. I am constantly marveling over the fact that birds fly, and they like to, and they go in circles, but they always come back to their nest. They have a home. Let's talk about some hue adjustments. So in these two shots, we got a pretty decent amount of blue water. It's cyan, so we can kind of tweak it. We're in the cyan here. We can kind of spin it. Some people like green, but you can see that it's affecting our backpack. We've kind of tied those together, so we'd have to consider separating those two, but that kind of pushes it more. Those how do you say turquoise waters that are almost see-through. But this was filmed in Oceanside, so it's not on a gray, balmy day. You liking that? Are you liking that water? Just imagine the waves. Yeah, the sea breeze wafting through the air. You like what we did there? Yeah, it's back into a happy place. Always turning off, but just imagine the sea breeze. The waves just rolling and crashing. It's so smooth, it's so nice. Crashing waves. How about we work on the split curve here? So there's two different tools that I use. One is 5-bit DCTL right now that I can't show. The other one you can buy. It's from Mononodes. But I've been liking this one because it does show, when you show the split curve, it shows what hue you're putting in where. So if we just reset everything back to normal on this DCTL, it's such a nice DCTL. You can just see that we're just adjusting it right there. We're going to just move my control panel. Yeah. Not playing with sat there. Playing with that. Alright, so yeah, we're just working the split curve here. Let's just, for the sake of... we want to think warm, we want to think dreamy. Yeah, let's make it nice and warm. A bit dreamy. Let's go with it's not a sad story. It's a bright story. She has a whole future ahead of her. Maybe she's just working on jotting down ideas for her college application and her essay. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you think she's thinking about right there. It's just see this plugin this DCTL that I'm using. It's just so nice it tells me this is the color you're going to be putting in. You can see it affecting the curve there. But down in the bottom right, you can say, hey, that's the color I'm putting in the highlights. And in the shadows, we want those blues. We want that nice, rich blue. We want a nice, good color. So I'm just looking at the swatches down there and going, this is what I want my shadows to look like. And from there, we're just going to work a little bit. We kind of want to push it. See how we change it? We want it to be warm. We want those highlights to be warmed up quite a bit. Let's just tweak. Let's kind of keep pushing it around. Yeah, so the neutral segment length, it's just going to adjust where white is. Yeah, let's just put that. It's nice. Yeah, if we bring it down a notch, so you can see we're just checking out the highlight of it so that we can see what we're affecting. Yeah. How are we liking that? Are we liking that? So let's turn off the split curve. So we're just looking at the image. Turn it on. A, B. You just see there's some more warmth to the image, a little more vibrancy, a little bit more energy, just kind of pivoting it around. Is this a movie? I mean, it was done as a commercial, so it was very crisp the first time that I worked on this. Let's get some halation. Just using the normal halation that's found in Resolve. We're going to just bring that back up a notch. Just, whoa, let's not do that. So yeah, there's those nice highlights. We can see if we just go down and view the glow alone. Yeah, that's where we're going to get some halation. So we're just going to, kind of fine tune that a little bit. Dial it back. Blend it in. Let's just bring the blend in. Yeah, that's feeling a little bit nice, right? Let's zoom in. You see how we're affecting that. We put the blend back up. Yeah, you can see just a little bit of a glow. That's nothing. That's in the middle. That's all the way. Yeah. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Are you liking that? Let's just zoom back out. Just see how we're liking that. It's imperceptible, but it just gives it a little bit more. Je ne sais quoi. The skin tone, we're still looking good. Skin tone looks good. So she's looking off in the distance. Yeah. If you want to play around with glow and a little bloom, and I'm not too concerned. Whoa, that's a little pushy. You see where that's affecting things. And stuff like that. Just be a little soft, be a little gentle. You can actually color filter this too, kind of push it so that glow is warm in nature, so that when it does glow, not getting just a pure white push. You can actually go, wow, we just turned it yellow. We're just warming up those warm spots a little bit more. Not too much on the bench. Come in. Let's see. Very, very, very small. Very, very small change. The question though is, how will all these changes affect our close-up? We want to keep the close-up looking nice too, right? You can see some halation on the edge. I'm going to stay away from the rain. How's that glow looking? Yeah. Just brings up the notch on the paper. It looks kind of like she's doing homework. What do you think? Is she doing homework? Is she thinking about her future? Is she writing a journal entry, an essay? Yeah. So yeah, I think we're looking really good. Like this would be kind of how I would work through if I was doing an entire look dev session, kind of making things look as nice as it can. But now we got these two shots, and yeah, they're kind of blah. Yeah, they look good. I mean, we can turn this on and off and just see what we accomplished. We did a lot. I mean, this is where we originally were. Let's just see. Let's just do that. Oops, daisy. Let's just highlight all of these. Turn off all these effects. Oops, bring these down. So we started there. This was our initial transform to Rec 7.0 Spice. Then we just sweetened it up and added a little bit more contrast. And then we brought in some density. And then we adjusted some saturation, mostly in the water and in the backpack, and tweaked its hue a little bit. And then we played around with some split toning, so we just brought some warmth into those highlights. And we brought in some halation and a little glow. Just made it look nice. How's things going with you guys? It's going good? If you've been following along, if you've been working on your own image, I'm just glad that you're here. This is just kind of, the joy of color grading. We took something that had no character and we gave it a lot of character. And now we're going to just walk back and go, here, let's just start in the center. We actually have decent exposure. We don't have to do much. This is set up in linear mode, so we have control over that. We're just going to kind of, tweak the offset maybe a little bit. And yeah, we're just kind of affecting two things. We're affecting exposure and we're affecting contrast. So if we were to crank it up, you can see we're losing contrast, but we're just gonna, bring it off the floor a little bit. She's not too dark. We want to make things a little bit brighter. We just bring up our lift, see how we're doing. We're capped at the end. We have that contrast curve. It's kind of capping where in trimming off where our highlights are kind of low and off. So if we were even to crank it, it just starts to hit that ceiling where we're having a harder time. You can see that glow coming in from glow. Maybe we don't like that. Maybe we do. You don't have to make a decision yet. I'm going to see where we're going. So we just got a little bit more white. Didn't bring it up too much. One thing, we can touch up the floor just a little bit. Just bring up the floor, but we can just crank down on the gain. And right there, we're just bringing in so much, a little bit more character, a little bit more nuance. Let's see the before, after, just small touches. It doesn't take much. Color balance, how were we doing there? So one of the things, like, it's big. We have to pay attention to the fact that her skin is a big factor, and the blue water. Those are the two big things that everyone's going to be looking at. And so when we go over to the end of our node tree, we have this guy in skin tone. So we can kind of just get a good shot of her face. And so when we come over here to color balance, we can just be mindful of how we work that. We don't want her to get, we don't want to be just jank it and be like, well, that obviously isn't going to be the color that we want her to be, right? No. We want to be gentle. Like, look at this. We just messed up everything. The only thing that is skin tone now is her earlobe. So we're just going to reset that now. We're just going to switch to offset. We're just going to move that around nice and gentle. What we're just trying to do is be very simple. We know the pier has a bit of a skin tony hue to it. We kind of want to just keep adding to that color separation a little bit. Can we just fiddle around? We're just doing kind of a global adjustment here. We can do more later, but we're wanting to keep her skin dead center. We don't want her to be ugly. Oh, well, we do want her jacket. We can kind of push the shadows a little bit away. We're just pushing up. Too much, not too much. Just gentle. So we're just affecting lift and gamma. And if we hop back over and see how that's looking and turn off this checker. Oh, we've kind of fogged it up a bit, didn't we now? Oh, wow. That is one of the things with doing this is we did bring a lot of warmth into the shadows. So we're just going to bring that back down, maybe. Just kind of watching our scopes. Yeah. Bringing in those blues again. Kind of bringing that separation. We're watching that vector scope. We want to make sure we know that our skin and the wood are kind of in that nice skin tone range. And we want to make sure that there's about an equal amount of color on the opposite end of the vector scope. Kind of keep a little separation going. Because you can see if we push the shadows, when we start pushing the shadows up and away, everything gets warm. It almost looks very vintagey, like it came straight out of a van down by the river. This is the ocean. Yeah. Kind of keep it nice. Not pushing it too hard. We know if we push it, we'll start pulling the blues all over the place. We want to keep it close to the center. It's not too bad. Oh, is there anything we want to boost? If we crank the saturation, you can see we're kind of just, we can pull it all out. Nice. Does she need a little bit more saturation in her skin? Her skin a little, that's always the thing that freaks me out about skin. Is it sometimes can just look too saturated. See, if we push the blue saturation, you can see it kind of hurts down in the pants, and there we're having some issues, some breakdown, degradation, especially if we do anything. I don't want that. I want it to be smooth. I want the transition to be soft. So let's just. You can see that nice halation ring around the edge when you zoom in tight. That white to black, that little bit of a warm glow is all that we have. So yeah, we have a little dark over here. We can do a little bit with windows. We can vignette this a little bit. How about we add a little vignette? Want to add a little vignette? Kind of push down. Let's just see. We have a circle here. Just bring it down. And maybe we'll just flip it. There we go. And now allow us to now change the aspect. Just gotta shut down those corners a little bit. Make it a little bit neater, you can see. Just put that in the shadow. Can you hear the ocean waves yet? I'm really feeling the ocean waves. Just slowly washing over you. It's almost imperceptible. Who knows why? There could be a cloud out there. There could be all kinds of things. But if there it is, making that darker. You don't need to worry about that. You need to think about that. You're just naturally not. You're not. You're focused on her. You're focused on her. This bench though, bench is a little hot. Not in the good way. So, I mean, we do move around a little bit. Let's just, bring up a window. Just a window on. We're going to just bring that over. We're going to change the aspect. Just want it to be a nice little circle. Shrink it down. About the same shape. A true rectangle. Want some edges to it. We're going to rotate that in place. Just kind of put that there. Yeah. It's a little under. And so we're not even going to do anything. We're going to just hop over. We're going to track that. Back and forth. Back and forth. Yeah, that kind of stays right with it. We're not going to get nothing crazy with it, but it's nice little track. So as it moves around, it stays right with it, which means we can kind of just right there. We're going to just take it down, kind of take it down a notch. It's the hottest thing in the image is that bench. We don't want that. We want the focus to be on her and what she's doing. What is she thinking about? We don't want to fucking tint. I'm just going to bring down the gain. God, just bring down. Not too much, not too little. I'm just going to make a slight tweak. How's that looking? Now this is kind of tied to the edges are a little bit less. So yeah, to fit. We can see how that is affecting. Just kind of push the color a little bit. Yeah, I'm just going to want it to be neutral. And then we're just going to change this and make it soft. It's a little, I don't want people to see it. I don't want people to see what we're doing. I want to keep that a secret. But you can see what we did. Oh man, what a difference. What a difference just bringing that down. And this is without it. This is what it was. This is what it's at now. Such a big difference. Kind of makes it. Kind of liking it. So yeah, let's look at this image. We got a little time left. How much time do we have left? Oh, we're coming up on the end of the half hour. So let's take one quick gander at this. I'm sorry we didn't have time to look at the close-up too much, but it's actually not that bad. A couple things we could do is just adjust the exposure a little bit. Just start with some offset gain. Just bring that up. Continue to soften it. Bring it out. Shadows. Yeah. It's kind of looking at that Osprey logo with a nice little heart. She's writing in her journal. That's what's important. Is that journal. That's where we care. So just tweaking. We're going to just warm that up in the color balance just a notch. And bring back the shadows. Yeah. Liking that. And our secondaries. What do you guys think about that vignette we did? Do you think we could just copy paste that over? Just copy that. Bring over there. Does that just help? Is that just nice? Does that just center us? Because that's the thing about a vignette. It just brings us to the center. It doesn't push us away. It brings us closer together. Anyways, I'm Greg. I hope you enjoyed this endeavor in the joy of color grading. I really did. Just kind of walked through these two images. It took a lot longer than I would normally spend on these images if I was grading a project, but I hope you came along with the journey and just thought about things a little bit. Because yeah, this was for a commercial. Yeah, this was a girl. It was about a commercial featuring a girl in her backpack on a pier by the ocean, promoting Osprey. And yeah, you were supposed to walk away with a sense that I should go buy an Osprey backpack. But at the end of the day, you can think about these two images differently. You can go, she's a nice girl. She's got her whole future ahead of her. And yeah, don't we all have our own future ahead of us? It's one step after another. So if you like this, please like and subscribe. I'm continuing to do more of these just because they're kind of fun to just talk through my thoughts. I got more images to deal with, but I'm assuming if you're still here, that's because you like talking about this. But yeah, look at, we went from this to this to this. Anyways, until next time. If you see a caption in this video, that usually means, hey, throw out a caption, throw out an idea, throw out a vibe. Like if I showed you this girl on a pier, tell me her story. And then we'll see if we can make that story a reality. Can you? Because we could have easily gone in a different direction. We could have made this a heartbroken story, a crime narrative, something gritty. Maybe we will. Maybe you'll see me work on these images again and just go in a completely new direction. But until then, take it easy. Don't stress out. Just enjoy every moment. Because the world around us is colorful. And this was the joy of color grading. Till next time.